Welcome back. Well, Biocon Biologics last week completed a $3 billion acquisition of Viatris Biosimilars business. To discuss the details of this acquisition, I caught up with Kiran Mazumdar of Biocon and Shreehas Tambe, who is the MD and CEO of Biocon Biologics, and began by asking Ms. Shaw on what are the immediate priorities for Biocon Biologics after closure of this very important deal.
This is a pivotal moment for us because this is a big deal, and I think this basically launches us into the global arena as a global biosimilars company, and we're very excited because we are truly a fully integrated, biosimilars focused enterprise, which really sort of distinguishes us in a pretty positive way. Now, when it comes to the path ahead, the immediate next steps, obviously, integration and transition are going to be paramount to us for executing on this deal. And I think the good news is that, Viatris has been a long-standing partner. We have a very close familiarity with each other. We know the people, so we believe that this integration and transition process will be seamless. And as you know, the deal itself is structured in a way that we have a transition during which, Viatris is going to basically seamlessly transfer the commercial operations to us.
Mr. Tambe, let me come across to you now, because the next thing that we are watching out for is, of course, closing that mezzanine funding of $400 million that we spoke about. Earlier, the indication was that there will be options such as further equity sale in Syngene, there is PE funding. What is on the cards right now? Can you give us a sense of that here?
We are right now in talks with several other investors who are at this stage discussing investment in Biocon Biologics. Of course, we've guided in the past that the stake sale that Biocon Limited has talked about of its holding in Syngene is an option. So these are all the options that are available to Biocon Limited on the table, and we should be looking to rest the mezzanine finance quickly now that the closure is behind us.
Okay, so that is good to know. So just a follow-up on that, only about Biocon Biologics. What is the shareholding of Biocon Biologics? How much is Serum holding post the diluted PE as well? And other PEs, we have Viatris and Biocon. So what is the shareholding structure looking like here?
So, if you look at the cap table, eventually, I think, Viatris itself can own between, 12.9% upwards, depending on the IPO price. And Serum will also own around 10%. And I think Biocon will basically hold anything between 58 to 60%.
Okay, take your point on that. So in that case, Ms. Shaw, what will Serum's participation be on a larger and more strategic level? What have we decided here?
Well, Serum basically has partnered with us in terms of a vaccine commercialization, model. And I think Serum is definitely going to be that very important partner for us when it comes to vaccines. And we are also looking at, seeing how we can partner even further with Serum in terms of new vaccines. But as you know, the deal actually covers all vaccines, not just COVID vaccines. It goes beyond that. So I think these are early days yet, and I don't think, we can really comment too much about how it will look in the next few years. Give us some time. I think both partners will be able to give you much greater information on what are the kind of vaccines we're going to pursue over the coming years.
We'll come back to you on that whenever there's an update, Ms. Shaw. Mr. Tambe, let me come across to you. We are talking about Viatris, and there's some numbers that I was looking at. 9-month financial shows that they are actually not able to track the guidance that they have given for their biosimilar sales. $875 million is what they're guided for in calendar year 2022. Any sense of where things are going as far as Viatris's performance is concerned?
In the most recent earnings call, the Viatris did guide that they are seeing good traction in terms of how the US market has responded to the oncology products, and we've been able to win back customers and get the market shares of both our oncology products or Givri and Fulphila back into the double digits and moving strongly. We are also seeing Semglee progress towards the mid-teens. There's been, of course, a slower than expected ramp than what we thought for Semglee, but it's headed in the right direction. We are seeing the new prescriptions, or NRX as we call it, trending towards the mid-teens. We're quite optimistic about how Viatris has progressed that part of the business. And we've seen very good response to our adalimumab branded Julio in Europe. So it may have been a little slower than what we would have expected, but the business seems to be headed in the right direction.
Okay. Ms. Shah, in that case, let's talk about the biosimilars business in general, because what is the pipeline looking like for the 20 biosimilars? And specifically, update on biosimilars such as insulin glargine, there is bevacizumab. When do you expect launches of the same?
So I think, I would like to say that biosimilars are now a segment that is being very strongly focused on by many, many companies. And I think we have an early mover advantage. I think the adoption of biosimilars is certainly much stronger than what was anticipated. I think there is a huge need and a demand for biosimilars going forward in global markets. So all that augurs very well for our business going forward. Now, coming to our pipeline, I think we're very excited that we have a very strong pipeline of products in the market, products to enter the market soon, and of course, products which are under development and in the clinic. So we have a very, very, rich and flowing pipeline, if I may say so. Now, when it comes to, insulin aspart and bevacizumab, there have been delays, and although this has been factored into our numbers in this fiscal, we are working towards seeing how we can basically get these approvals as soon as possible so that we can launch them in the markets before too long. So that's as much as I can tell you, because, from a regulatory point of view, we don't really have clear optics on exactly when this can happen. But hopefully it can happen, within the calendar year 2023. So that's what we're hoping for. And, we will keep you posted once we get more information.
All right, that's some interesting conversation. But